Buddy. I don't think this will be too long of a stream, but I just thought I'd hop on, let you know, let you guys know what's been happening and what is planned for the future, as well as answer some of your questions. About craps. So it seems like a lot of you who are watching the videos are getting a lot of comments that you don't really understand the game. And so I thought I'd be able to, like, if you guys have any questions in the chat, feel free to ask, and I'll be happy to explain whatever. And then we have this like layout right here. So yeah, because it is in my opinion the best casino game. Craps, in my opinion, is the best casino game. So I think that, like, I do want to do a lot more of it going forward. I have plans to film a lot more of this game from the casino and really ramp up the content. So for those of you who don't have the same appreciation for the game that I do, I'm hoping to enlighten you. Yeah, exactly. The other Brent. So welcome everybody. I'm also having a Caesar. I haven't had one of these in a while, so figured I'd have a Caesar. And hey, there you go. Awesome. Yeah. So yeah, just feel free to, it's not really a formal lecture. It's just, feel free to more of a chat. If you have any questions in the chat, just ask me. And so Ralph had a question. He's like, could you play the don't pass and the pass line at the same time? And the answer is yes, you can. Like, some people do that. It's not an absolutely perfect hedge to guarantee action, just because of the fact, like, some people do that just to create action on the game. Other times you do that just to only play the odds, right? So if you want to take odds on a particular roll, she's not here now. No, she's here now, but she's not on the stream. This is boring for her. Oh, the C&E on this one. Oh, that's like a Yo 11. So C&E is like any crap. So 2, 3, or 12, and 11. Yeah, there you go, Doug. Exactly. Actually, to be honest though, like, in all fairness, if you actually watch my videos, if you actually watch the videos, I've been, like, the latest ones, I've been running well on craps. Hopefully that continues. So yeah. So basically, yeah, like, the problem is if you bet the pass line and the don't pass at the same time, it's like betting the player and the banker. It's a little better than that, I would say. Like, betting the player and the banker at the same time in Baccarat, whenever the banker wins, you're losing the 5% commission, right? So, like, if the player wins, you break even. If the banker wins, you lose 5%. So it really doesn't make any sense, in my opinion. You could do it on commission-free Baccarat as well, right? But then when you get paid half on the 6, it ends up amounting to the same like slow loss, right? So with the pass line and the don't pass line at the same time, if you do it at the same time, then, like, because the 12 is a push and not a win, if you could have a situation where the 12 wins and then the 12 rolls and your pass line bet loses, right? So you still lose. The best odds technically are don't pass and don't come. Like, according to Wizard of Odds, they're a small percentage better than the pass line and the come bet, very small. So if you take the don't pass and you take full odds, like, you lay full odds on every number on the don't pass and then on the don't come as well, then that is technically the best odds. And in many cases, it's the best odds by far in the casino, especially if you have, some casinos have like 20 times odds, 10 times odds is really good. Like that's like I could, I'll usually play at a casino that has 10 times odds or better. That's a little easier to find in Vegas, but some casinos actually in the country have 100x odds or even unlimited odds. Laying full odds. Okay, that's a good question. So laying odds and placing odds. So if you lay odds, so placing odds means you're betting behind. So you bet the pass line. Let's say it rolls a 6, and you have 10 times odds. That means that you could, if you bet $10, you could put $100. And since the true odds of rolling a 6 are 6 to 5, so for every $100 you would get 120 on that. The odds are 6 to 5, right? Now, if you lay odds, it means you're betting that a 7 will roll before a 6. And since that's more likely, if you want to get $100, you have to bet $120 for a 6. So you bet more and you get less. It's kind of like at the track when you're betting on a favorite horse. Sometimes the horse could like sometimes if you bet on the horse and it wins, it pays less than 1-to-1, right? But yeah, that is true, Gatorbill. The thing about this game is that if you're laying odds and it's technically the best odds, you have to expose a lot of money. So if you bet the don't pass, let's say you put $10 and then you put 120 on the 6, then a 4 rolls. So the 4 odds are 2-to-1. So if you want to lay odds, that means you have to put twice as much money behind the 4. So let's say you have the don't come. So basically the don't come is just the same thing as a don't pass, but you could bet it after the first roll. So you continuously bet it. So if you watch my videos, you see that I continuously bet the come bet or the don't come. And so let's say, like the first number is a 6, so you put 120 behind, then the next number is a 4, and on the don't come, then you put 200 behind that. So now you're laying, you have almost $400 out there. Let's say the next number is a 10, that's another $200. And let's say the player actually starts rolling numbers and goes on a hot roll. You could actually lose a lot of money. Just ban Casino Muskrat. Ban Casino Muskrat. Yeah, exactly. You need a big bankroll to play this game. You need a big bankroll to play this game. So, yeah. So okay, big time brand. Yeah. So basically, if you bet $10 on the pass line, you roll an 8. So now the 8 is called the point. It becomes the point. And basically, what you could then do is if you roll another 8, you win. But if you roll a 7 before you roll the 8, you lose. That's as simple as it gets. So because a 7 is the most likely number to roll with 2 dice, if you do roll an 8, the payout is theoretically a little better. But the only way that you could get that payout is by putting another bet behind the pass line, which is called the odds bet. And that bet will pay 6 to 5. So because the pass line only pays 1-to-1, it has a pretty significant house edge. But some casinos that have 10 times odds, that means that you could bet 100 behind the pass line, and that bet does not have a house edge. So the combined house edge is almost 0. So now on the first roll, if you roll a 7 or 11, you instantly win. You win 1-to-1 your bet on the pass line. Yeah, isn't that amazing when that happens, Life of Pi? Yeah, you could also put, you could also go like, I'll show you, like, you could bet on a specific number at any time if you want. It's called placing it. And it gives you like a multiplier. So 4 will give you almost 2 to 1, depending on the casino. Typically it gives you, but there's still a couple percentage points of a house edge. So that's why placing has a slightly lower payback percentage than just doing the come bet. The only disadvantage is that you have to wait until it, so if it rolls the first time, you've established the point, you have to roll it a second time. So you miss out on that first roll, technically. So that's correct. Yes, exactly, exactly. So yeah, that's actually a good question. So it's a little bit confusing, right? So if you have like a pass line bet, and let's say it's an 8, right? So the 8. So let's say like, yeah. So let's say you have a pass line bet. The dice rolls 8. So that's the point. So you have your odds, you have your pass line bet, and then you put a come bet down, and then the next roll is a 6, and then you put your odds behind the come bet. So now you have full odds on the 6 and full odds on the 8. Let's say you then roll the 8, okay? So the point has been made, and then if you put another pass line bet down, if you roll a 7, again, you win on that pass line bet, but technically you lose on the 6. But typically what happens is, unless you ask them, the odds bet isn't in play. So you don't lose your odds. You save your odds. So if you see on my videos, a lot of the time, I'll have like about $1,000 on the table on all the different come bets, but I roll a 7, but I don't lose the odds. You still lose the the initial $10 or whatever, but you don't lose the $100. That's exactly right. You could lose on a 2, 3, or 12 on the come bet. Yeah, Ryan. Yeah. So with the 2K bankroll, like when I'm on my videos, like the times that I buy in with around a 2K bankroll to the craps table, like I'm pushing it. Like I'm definitely over leveraging myself. Like I'm exposing the possibility. I'm exposing the possibility of losing the whole thing, right? But that's gambling, of course, right? Like losing the whole thing pretty quickly. You don't have to bet a come bet every time like I do. If it works out, if you start rolling a bunch of numbers, it could go crazy. You can make a ton of money. But you could just like do 1 or 2 come bets and a pass line bet and just leave it at that. And those are the only at the craps table. Those bets, like the pass line, the don't pass, the come and the don't come. Those are the only bets with that actually have like really good odds. All the other bets are known as side bets, and as much as I like them, they are side bets. Like I like betting side bets on blackjack or ultimate or anything like that, but they have a significant house edge. Yeah, Dallas, that's a good idea, actually. That's a good suggestion. I've kind of done that with some of these other videos. The one that came out today is a good example. I've kind of done that where I've switched. Like I've kind of started with the don't pass and then moved to the pass and kind of saw how I've done. But it's really all about timing because you don't know when the don't pass is going to start winning and then the pass line is going to start winning. You don't know what. It's all about timing. It's just like baccarat in the sense that you could be betting on the banker the entire time and the player's winning, and then as soon as you switch, all of a sudden the banker starts winning. It is very similar to player banker on baccarat. So you could do pretty good, yeah. I mean, you could win on anything, right? The house edge on the place bet isn't that bad, but like on the place bet isn't that bad. But compared to like blackjack though, or yeah, compared to like a good blackjack game, it's not as good, right? Only the come bet and the pass line bets are like, in my opinion, better. Well, depending on the odds, better than pretty much any other house game, right? So, like I've made huge money being a huge donkey. I've made huge money literally in my day, like putting 100 on, like $500 on the field, and then 100 on the midnight, and rolling midnights, like field numbers, midnights, everything. But that has a huge, like the straight up midnight bet that I've hit a couple times on these videos. Like that has a 15% house edge, 15%. The odds of rolling a 2 or a 12 are 1 in 36, and it only pays. It says 31 to 1. That this particular chart, that's a mistake. It typically pays 30 to 1 or 31 for 1. Yeah, so the reason why it has the best player odds is because when you bet the pass line, there's a house edge, but the odds that you put behind have no house edge. So the higher the multiple of the no house edge bet, the better the odds are for the player. So, for example, I think the house edge on the pass line is 1.3%. So then if you add, 20 times odds behind, which have no house edge, your combined total bet has like a house edge of like 0.06, which you'll never find on any other game. Even video poker doesn't have. Even the best video poker that I've seen, besides the player advantage video poker, but like even like, a good Deuces Wild game has a 99.73% payback compared to that. Like with 20 times odds on the pass line, or the don't pass, that payback exceeds even like really, really good video poker. So yeah. So that's pretty much it. Now, so yeah, that's pretty much it. Like, and then like if you place the numbers, like, so instead of a 10 paying 2 to 1, it'll pay 1.95 to 1, and then that 5% is the, the vig that the house takes. So this is the so Gailey, this is the pass line here, and then you could bet the odds like right here behind that, and then this is the field and the combat. Actually, I think my biggest win on a video playing craps was just betting hard 8 like crazy. I think I had like $300 on hard 8, and I hit it multiple times. I like betting the field. The field is not. It could be a real sucker's bet, depending on the casino. So the field, usually, like a good casino will pay triple on the 12. So every one of these numbers pays 1x, right? So the field is a 1-roll bet. So if you roll any other number, like let's say you roll a 5, 6, or 7, you lose. If you roll a 3, 4, 9, 10, or 11, you get 1 to 1. If you roll a 2, it's 2 to 1. And then if you roll a 12, it's usually 2 to 1 or 3 to 1. But if the field pays 3 to 1 on the 12, then the house edge is not that bad. It's like a couple percent. But if it pays 2 to 1 and 2 to 1, then the house edge could be like almost 5%. So then it's a real sucker's bet. But the field, like where I play, like all the videos that I've done, the field always pays 3 to 1 on the 12. So I don't mind it. I've actually won huge on the field. Like I've thrown $500 in the field. I've thrown $500 on a like a midnight in a snake eyes, and I haven't won. But I know people who've done that. But I've thrown like $500 in the field and won multiple times. So that's pretty much it. And anyway, just to let you guys know, I'm going to Vegas in a couple days. So we're going to be chilling on the online, but I'm going to Vegas very, very, very soon. Very, very soon. And really going to be pumping the in-person content. And yeah, so stay tuned for that. Channel members will hopefully be getting an exclusive live stream once again from Vegas, and hopefully it goes better than it went last time, a couple weeks ago. To buy a number, so basically you could buy the 4 and the 10, and what that means is that you're paying a little extra. You're paying a commission to buy that number and get the full odds when it hits. C&E is craps and 11. That's right. So it's 2, 3, 4, and 11 if it hits. Just playing 2 combinations of the ladder. Yeah, I mean, you know, I've seen people put money across, like place every number and then steadily increase it. And then someone's like rolling like God. They just keep rolling numbers, and they're steadily increasing, pressing their bets. And I've seen people win hundreds of thousands of dollars playing that way. But I wouldn't play that way. Like I would just play. Yeah, bubble craps. Yeah. I guess I have to get over the fact that the odds aren't as good as the live table. You know what I mean? But I know bubble craps is so popular. Like every time I go to the casino, like the bubble craps, like, and anybody who's not really a seasoned gambler, a lot of people who are just like, you know, very, very, very casual gamblers love playing bubble craps. I guess the general public as a whole, like I'm assuming it would get me a lot more views if I played bubble craps. I'm assuming it'll get me a lot more views. So, I've really been going Aliante a lot. I like the fact that they have Wild 5 Poker. That has become one of my favorite games. I really like that, and it's also a game that I've hit on. You know, I've hit so many hands on Wild 5. Like I hit 100x. I've never hit. Actually, no, that's not true. I've hit 200x on a table game. I actually hit 200x on. I hit 200x on the side bet on Baccarat, and I hit 200x on the straight flush, the 5-card straight flush on 3-card poker. But yeah, Wild 5 is a great game. Of course, I really wish they had DJ Wild in a lot of these casinos, like with a good bad beat pay table. Because like, I mean, we've streamed a lot of different casinos online. And for some reason, like I like DJ Wild, but it's not as popular. Like the main casino that we were streaming, a lot of people were watching that. But some of the games that I like DJ Wild and 10 play video poker and things like that, you know, those are more kind of for the gambling connoisseur like me. But it seems like the average gambler isn't as interested in that as they are in bonus buys and you know, some of the live dealer stuff. So we'll do more of that on the online streams coming soon. But yeah, we're taking a night off. I've also been sour lately. I've been doing okay in person, but online I've been losing like crazy, guys. Like, you know, so as much as people will claim that I don't, I always promote responsible gambling. Like I do stick within my means when I play, you know, and yeah, so the horn bet, exactly. That's right. So that's exactly. So the way Dan explained it. So a horn bet is four bets. So let's say $20 divided by 4, and it's all of the it's the following numbers. It's 3, 2, 12, and 11, and basically, if you hit one of those, so let's say you hit the 11 or the 3, you get 15x times 5. So on a $20 bet, you would end up getting $75 on a horn bet. If you do horn high, that's a multiple of 5. So you put the 5th chip on whatever one you pick. So let's say you do horn high 12, you're doing we'll use the example of $20, $25. So you're doing $5 on three, $5 on two, $5 on 11, and then $10 on the 12. I'm also earmarking a lot of my budget to in person. Like I'm putting a good chunk of change to the in person stuff. So there'll be a lot more craps videos, a lot more Wild Five videos, some Ultimate videos. So 50 across the hedge of 50. Yeah, right. Yeah. I mean, Glenn, I actually recently filmed in a Canadian casino out in Calgary. I filmed a Cowboys casino, but they only let me film slots. They didn't let me do tables. I asked them to let me do it. I felt it made sense, but it could be a regulatory issue. Like Canada loves their government regulations, right? So it's a little bit. There's a lot more red tape when it comes to getting permission to film in Canada. So, although it's funny because Canada is a lot more liberal and free when it comes to online gambling, when it comes to streaming or filming in person, um, it's a little more difficult to deal with Canada. But I think a lot of that comes down to their concerns about privacy. And I try to explain to them, like, I never get anyone in my videos, but try to explain that to them, but they just don't. I'm sure they'll come around eventually. I mean, being able to film slots in a Canadian casino was a breakthrough. But filming tables, I think that still has a ways to go. Huff and Even More Puff, yeah. That's my favorite Huff and Puff by far. That's actually a really good game. I wish more online casinos had it. I wish they had bonus buy options. Like I wish you could do. I'm sure eventually, like once more online casinos get it, you could do a super bonus buy where you get the gold saw every time. I'm assuming that if the main bonus buy bet is what is it, like 45% or 47.5% the no, actually, yeah, is that right? So it's $95 for a $2 stake. So I'm assuming that the super bonus buy would have to be at least $500. Oh, how many phrases and words are craft specific? I don't understand. Craft specific. I don't understand the jargon. Yeah, like words like craps, like the word craps, like there's something called craps numbers, right? That's a good question. So like craps numbers are 2, 3, and 12. Those are what are known as craps numbers. Yo is rolling an 11. And that's pretty much, I mean, it's pretty much it. Like seven out is just like a losing seven as opposed to like a winning seven. So if you roll a 7 on the first roll, you win technically if you're betting like the basic bet. But then on any roll after that, if you roll a 7, you lose. Are you serious, Gatorbill? What is the name of that Huff and Puff game? I'm sure they do, Gailey. I'm sure they do. I'm sure if you asked, I think they actually do have formal lessons. But I just really want more people to understand craps because, like, it's such a great game. It's a game where I feel that, like, if I stream it seriously, I mean, I'm sure, like, obviously house edge games, like, I'll lose in the long run, but like, and I am a side bet, like, I'm a degenerate when it comes to betting the side bets, even though they have a huge house edge. But like, technically, if I put like $1 million in play through the pass line, I may actually end up like my theoretical cost on a million might only be like 10 grand. You know what I mean? So the potential is massive to go on a big run if you get lucky to make like tons of money. So, oh, Huff and Puff Crystal Palace. Wow. That's crazy. That's crazy. I have not seen Spanish 21 in Vegas in a very long time. I've seen Spanish 21 in Canadian casinos. That's where I've seen it. So anyway, yeah. So I'm heading to Vegas very shortly. Um, really focusing on the in-person stuff. Lot of table games coming. Lot of craps specifically. So, oh yeah, that's right. 12 is called Midnight or Boxcars. 2 is called Snake Eyes or Aces. Huff and even more Puff Grand. Wow. 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 That's insane. Has anybody ever gotten the Super Mansion feature on Huff and Even More Puff? I've never played the newest one, but oh, Big Six and Big Eight. Um, don't ever play those. Those are suckers' bets, in my opinion. I mean, you can play, it's your money, you can play whatever you want, but Big Six and Big Eight, do not play. Those are sour bets, in my opinion. It's basically you're betting on a 6 or an 8 rolling before the 7, but it only pays 1-to-1. So you may as well just place the 8 and you get odds on it. Oh, is that right, Polly D? There you go. There you go. So anyway, I'm gonna end it here, but hopefully you found some of this informative. And I just want to give you an update. I'm not sure if the exclusive live stream from Vegas will be on Wednesday. It might actually be on. It might be on Thursday. So, what do you? Well, Diane, the question, the answer to that question is that. The casino that we've been streaming regularly, we've gotten a good amount of views on that. We've been streaming different casinos and different games, and we found that, that they're being viewed less. So the conclusion that I've drawn is that people really love the different like the certain providers that particular casino has. So until that casino's back up and running, instead of dumping cash on online casinos that nobody really wants to watch, I would rather spend the cash in Vegas, like do some in-person content that even more people watch. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to spend the money where it's on content that people want to actually see. So that's kind of the conclusion that I've drawn. So that's why I'm going to Vegas more often. Plus, like our OG, like we were the OGs of doing craps in the casino, and those videos have a ton of views. So I know we haven't done them in a while, so the views are a bit lower on these ones. But I'm pretty sure that once people realize we're doing craps on a regular, those views will start taking off. So I'm fine with dumping a lot of money into the craps videos. At least for the time being. So anyway, that being said, thank you, Mr. B. I'll do my best. And I will go live in Vegas. Yes, absolutely. You have my word on that, with the one caveat that if the internet sucks, I won't be able to, but it was fine last time. So hopefully it'll be just as good. Have a good night, guys.